Here we are. We've made it to the end. And so welcome to our final assembly of the year 2021. Normally we'd have prize giving, obviously tomorrow, where we'd come together and celebrate all the achievements, but this year proved not to be possible. But we did very much want to make sure that we celebrated all your success and everything that's gone on in the school. And so today we're doing a hybrid of final assembly prize giving. So there will be a few variations to those that are familiar with the normal running order, but hopefully it'll be a celebration of what we've all achieved. Now, normally I have a very long speech where I'm very funny and pass on lots of pearls of wisdom and stuff, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll save them for next year when hopefully we will be back in a traditional format. But in about 1.5 hours, the school holidays will begin, and you can cheer if you wish. The cheers will be louder from the staff, believe me. This is probably the first time we've been all together since Prizegiving 2019, I would say. We had a final assembly, but we didn't have the junior school with us, so it's very nice to be back together. And hopefully September will see that become the norm rather than the exception. And if we think back to September, we had new pupils, new year groups, a new pandemic, and lots of new rules when we all came back to school, which we all had to learn very quickly. And believe me, I read many documents during the summer holidays about what we should and shouldn't do. None of them made sense. None of them really explained clearly what we were expected to do. So we came up with a version, and I think it's worked quite successfully. I know it's been annoying, but it has worked. And I want to say very well done to everybody for being able to stick to those rules. It's been a challenging time, a very different time for a lot of you, and so hopefully we've made it feel a little bit normal. We've had we then hit January, and lockdown hit again, which again was a very quick event. We were staff training on the Monday, and the Monday evening school was shut. So we had to turn things around quickly. And I must commend you lot for how well you did during that time online, which is difficult, but you did a great job really. And I think, you know, we've managed to really make that process successful. And also well done to the staff who learned a lot of skills that they never had before. So we've had an upskilling year. And then back to school, which was March the 8th, I'm going to say, somewhere around that time. Back to school. Now, when we came back, we wanted to make life as normal as possible, but safe as possible. And I would like to say that all the prizes we're going to share today and all the things that have been going on around school in the last few weeks really gave a feeling of normal, even if not completely normal. And so a big congratulations to you all for everything you've achieved. The fact we're going to share all these prizes shows that we've done as much as we possibly can under very difficult circumstances. And we've had to adapt things, we've had to change things, but that's always a good skill that you'll learn in future life, is very valuable. And you will become the generation that bore people with COVID tales. When I was young, that will become you lot. You will be those people that tell those tales to all the young people that don't know how lucky they are and don't know how much they have. The time you were locked away in your house and couldn't leave. So bear that in mind when you are telling those tales. And really, just to say, I'm very proud of everything we've achieved this year as a staff, as a community, as pupils, and everybody that supports that, because we have really come on. And the exam classes it's good to see many of them at the back there today who are saying goodbye to us. They've achieved remarkable things really when they were put in very difficult circumstances. So a big congratulations. And this is hopefully the last time I will ever reference COVID in any sort of event, and hopefully in September it will be not something we think about anymore. So we will move forward now. And I have some various staff who would like to award some of the stuff we'd normally give out at final assembly. So first up is Miss Banks, who's going to come and share some ECDL certificates.
Okay, our Year 9s usually do ECDL as a qualification. We've had a few people in Year 10 who've had to wait over a year for their results. Some of the certificates haven't yet arrived, but the ones that have, we've got Amber Beeford Miller, Cameron Gebby and Timothy Wong. They want to come and get theirs. And then in Year 9, we've also introduced an extra qualification called IDEA, which is Inspiring Digital Enterprise Award, which is the D of E equivalent for IT. And we've got a lot of students in there who've done bronze awards. I'll do about 6 at a time. So Gracie, Gabriel, Neve, Charlie Flintoff, Olivia and Harry. And then we've got William Kirk, Lex, Oscar, Sam Laycock, David and Simon. And then I have 4 students who have managed to achieve the Silver Award as well. And that's Phoebe, Megan, Frol and Joshua. Thank you.
And we're moving swiftly on to Mr. Instone, who has various things to share.
This year we were asked by the Rotary Club of Great Britain for Year 6 and Year 7 to design a poster that would be taken to the climate conference in Glasgow in November, where 300 heads of state are going to meet to discuss what we're going to do about climate change. So all of our Year 6s and all of our Year 7s took place in the competition, but we can only send 2 of the posters forward to the national competition. So I've got various judges, including students, including staff from various departments, to look at the posters. And although we can only have 1 winner, we've decided just to announce first, second and third. So in the Year 6 competition, in 3rd place, Amelia. In 2nd place, Tabby. And 1st place, Verity. The competition was about capturing a positive way forward about climate change with information and a beautiful image. And in Year 7 they continued the theme. In 3rd place, Anya. In 2nd place, Ben. But the one going forward is Hyun. So thanks everyone for doing that, and we'll put on the website all the posters so you can see them all together. But I've got a couple more things to announce. Year 10 did a cosmology project, and the best one by far was Marie, who's gone back to France. But I'd still like to applaud her because hopefully she'll be watching this tomorrow. And one final thing, Year 10 couldn't take part in their work experience, go out into business, so we thought we'd get something in-house and get something interesting for them to do in school to enhance their professional development, develop a CV, do a mock interview and run an apprentice-style task. And in that apprentice-style teamwork task, we had, it was a competition and there was a winner. They know who they are, but we're going to want them to be recognised and come up here and give them a little prize. Their team name was, and it won't make any sense to you at all, but their team name was Diz Nuts. So I'd like to give a small token of our appreciation for being the best team on the day to Richard, Cameron, Maria, Yamina, Amy and Marie, please. One of those. Thanks very much.
And we move on now. So one of the highlights of the year every year is normally the Daisy Hardy poetry competition, which again we've had to do slightly differently this year. So I know many of you have done it via video and submitted them, and Mr. Thomas is going to come and tell us all about that.
Hello there. Right, yes, so this year once again we were forced to take the Daisy Hardy competition online, and had rafts of wonderful poetry recitals sent to us, which made our job particularly difficult in deciding rankings, but nevertheless we persevered, and after much bickering and infighting, Mrs. Milner and I finally came to some decisions. Thank you very much. So, for year 7, sorry, what was that, Mrs. Milner? Hear your dulcet tones all the way up here. In 3rd place was Terry, in 2nd place Daisy, and in 1st place Dylan. Thanks. Well done, thank you very much. In year 8, in 3rd place was Cordelia, in 2nd place Sarah, and 1st place was Bethany. There you go. And in year 9, we had in 3rd place was Megan, in 2nd place Gracie, and 1st place Neve. Well done. Right, okay, and moving on to year 10. This was particularly difficult to judge, as it always is with this particular group of students, but in the end we agreed on 3rd place to Cameron Gebby. 2nd place, Thomas Richardson, and 1st place to Toby. And we also had an incredible raft of entries this year from our students who are reciting these poems in a second language, which, as any of you who entered this competition will know, or who have entered it in the past, how unbelievably difficult it is, not just to remember a poem, but to recite it with conviction, with passion. And it's incredible when you can do that in another language. So we also awarded a 3rd place here to Frol, a 2nd place to Maria, and 1st place to Romain. Well done. Thank you. There is an overall winner, but Mr. Allen will tell us who that is shortly. Thank you very much indeed.
Now, from my list, is that all staff covered that wanted to give anything out? Except Mr. Walsh, who's going to come and do that now. Miss Mitchell is clearly already retired because she's sending Mr. Walsh.
Okay, right. This is for the UK Maths Challenge, UKMT Maths Challenge. I'm going to start with the Junior Maths Challenge, and this was quite a challenge because some of you had never done this before. Some of you had. The Year 8s might have seen it last year, but the Year 7s, this was really quite a thing, and I would like to applaud all of you for doing so well. But best in year, and just wait a minute before you come up, went to Daisy Jones. Absolutely fantastic. Year 8s, we managed to get some bronze certificates. So bronze medals went to, or certificates go to Ryan Souter and Sarah Hatchard, and a silver to Bella Watson. I know she doesn't want to come up, but she's going to anyway. Come on, Daisy, as well, please. And so the intermediate challenge, which was years 9, 10 and 11, I've got the years 9 and 10 certificates here. And the bronze certificates went to Frol Piatkov, to Will Kirk, to Toby Richardson, who also got best in year. We also then got silver certificate and best in year to Harry Hartley, who also qualified for the Grey Kangaroo, and I'd like you all to come up now, please.
Thank you very much. Another member of our staff and community has been working very hard for the last 3 years. Not at work, unfortunately, on his online university course that he's been doing. And he finally finished this, so that's maybe why you haven't seen him doing a lot. He's always mentally busy thinking about his online university course. So, but he has finished that, and he doesn't get a graduation of sort. So we would like to now have a graduation for him. If he can come forward, Mr. Main, and collect your, I don't know what you call them. Mortarboard. Now we move on to the Junior School Awards. So get ready, juniors. So now they won't be surprised because they did get these told the other day. But if you'd like to come forward when I say your name, for attainment, we've got Lara Telling, who also achieved the Coates Equestrian Cup. So, and for attainment, Matilda and Sky, if you'd like to come forward. For effort, we have Bonnie, William, Wedgwood and Verity. No, not you yet, Bonnie. Other Bonnie. Yeah, well done, William. Sorry. And for progress, we have William Hodgson, Florence and Bonnie Grenfell, who also gets the music award. And there is a cup for sport, which went to Lily May. Hold on, Lily. And then I do just want to say a little bit about William, who just came forward, who also got the Sally Edwards Memorial Shield for Helpfulness. Now, for those that don't know, William got that for his work in school, but also for he's raised around £14,000 for charity this term by doing a very long bike ride, about 26 miles. So very, very well done, William. So I'd now like to invite our head pupils forward to speak. So please give them a sterling round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. So as most of you know, I've been at Fyling Hall for quite a long time now. And this means that although my time here has been filled with a lot of happy memories, it's also been filled with a lot of speech days. And although this isn't your regular speech day, I know how boring speeches can be, so I'll try and keep this short. Being head girl has made me realise how unique Fyling Hall truly is. And I do mean this in a good way. Especially over this past year, I have had opportunities to not only enhance myself, but also the school, or at least try to. Our successful fundraising for Anthony Noland, where as a school we managed to raise an enormous amount for this charity, is proof of this enhancement. Even in disrupted times, we managed to come together and make a real difference to a life-changing cause, and to one of our very own pupils. It is only in a school like Fyling Hall where students' beliefs can make such an impact. If I had one piece of advice for all of you, as well as for future students, it would be to never doubt yourself or your abilities. Even if you do not feel confident in yourself right now, you will do over time, so never doubt yourself at any point. I want to say a massive thank you to all my friends and teachers who have played a part in my time at Fyling Hall, but specifically to my sixth form teachers. So to Mr. Thomas, Miss Milner, Miss Gilmore, Mr. Todd and Miss Mansfield, thank you all so much for the enormous impact you have made. I have one more person to thank, as I would not even be at this school, nevertheless in this position, without this one teacher who has been supporting me ever since the beginning. So to Mrs. Freer, thank you for just being the amazing person that you are. I'm going to hand you over to Kian now, but I can honestly say that I will never forget my time at Fyling Hall. I am thankful for the people that have helped shape me and for the positive role that the school has played in my life. Thank you.
I'm sure not many of you know this, but I came with the intent to only stay for 1 year. After that glorious first one was over in the blink of an eye, I decided to stay to forever escape my German teacher in Hamburg, and partly because I'd really grown to like this place. I don't need to tell you about the beautiful scenery or the brilliant teachers Fyling Hall has to offer, because you all know them well, but I urge everyone to appreciate and make the most of your time here, because it will be over very quickly. Thanks to my brilliant teachers, I will be able to start the next chapter of my life at Glasgow University. Special thanks to Mr. Instone for being the most inspiring human I've met so far, and helping me discover my love for physics. I will never forget the many projects we did and philosophical questions we discussed. This is my hay fever kicking in. I would also like to mention my friend Manfred, who I was forced to spend most of my time with due to various lockdowns and COVID restrictions. Thanks for being a brilliant friend, and I'll see you in Glasgow. Oh, and Rory, you were all right as well. Of course, I cannot forget to mention the maths department. You've only you've only deepened my passion for mathematics, and I've had a great time being taught by you and even teaching you a thing or two. I wish you a wonderful retirement, Miss Mitchell, and Mr. Walsh. I hope you'll be able to cope without me next year. Lastly, I have to thank His Excellency, Mr. Thomas, and Miss Milner for simply existing. You're teaching the wrong subject, but you still brightened my days at Fyling Hall. Now I wish everyone a good summer, hopefully COVID-free, and I hand over to Archie Robinson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Head Boy. It was brilliant. So I'll try not to bore you with stories of my time here and giving thanks to people who made that time what it was. I should hope, in all sincerity, that the people who are important to me know their worth both to themselves and to the people around them. I was told to send a message, so instead I'm going to talk briefly about archaeology. In 2005, a lower jawbone was found in Dmanisi in Georgia, which was missing all but one tooth. This bone belonged to a male of the Homo erectus species. He was about 40 years old, and we know that this male lived a long time with just one tooth. This means that most likely someone was helping him to eat. Almost 2 million years ago, someone was being kind for the sake of being kind. The teachers here, yes, they work for money, but there are professions both far easier to access and, I'm sure, much better paying than teaching. I should hope for all of them that their true reward is in seeing the development and success of the children and young adults here, such as myself. These teachers are kind, except for Mr. Walsh, of course. Now, allow me to be pretentious here. Kindness and compassion are often hailed as some great virtue in an eternal struggle with evil and hatred. But really, there is only one which will prevail, because while evil may live in our heads, kindness is in our DNA. Thank you for my time here, and I wish a bright future to us all.
So, on now to Senior School Awards. So, these are unknown, so will come as a surprise. So, I'll read them out in little groups, if you could come up at that point. For Year 7, or these are for effort. Year 7, Ben Ingham. Year 8, Sarah Hatchard. And Year 9, Olivia Hall. For Year 10, Amy. Year 11, Hyunbin. Year 12, Connie. And Year 13, Phoebe. We move on to subject prizes now. So these are purely selected by the teachers. So please take it up with them if you're not happy. Some people aren't here, but I'll read the names out anyway. So for photography, Uliana. For biology, Toby. Physics, Thomas. And chemistry, Cameron. For drama, Emmy May. English as a second language, Keith. English, Georgina. And modern foreign languages, Archie. For geography, Phoebe. History, Humby. Maths, Kian. ICT, Froll. And we'll finish with music, Gerard. And now for the academic awards, which is given out based from the staff and based on reports. So for year 7, Anya, year 8, Mabel, and year 9, Megan. For year 10, Sophie, year 11, Arthur, year 12, Jay, and year 13, Kian. And we have some Duke of Edinburgh certificates to give out now. Some are a little bit from a little while ago, but we haven't been together, and others are more recent. So we've got Amy, Thomas, Toby, Emmy, May, and Freddie, Megan, Phoebe, and Olivia. If you'd like to come forward. We also have now, so the overall winner of the Daisy Hardy Memorial Award, which is the winner of the Daisy Hardy, was Neve Eden. We have next the Pianist Cup, which goes to Olivia Coates. We also have the Stable Management Cup and the June Turner Memorial Award. The Stable Management Cup goes to Pathina, and the June Turner Memorial Cup goes to Toby and Thomas, who couldn't be separated. Obviously, we had a fantastic sports day the other day, and the competition was very, very tight for the following 2 awards, which are for the Victor and Victrix Ladorum, which is the people that have earned the most points on sports day for their team. So this is an individual award, and that goes to Thomas Richardson and Neve Eden. We have a lot of commendation certificates to give out. Now, I'll do these in rather large groups, or maybe if I just say the names and I'll give them out at the end, might might save, because there's quite a vast number here. So I'll give these out to you if you come at the end, but I'll read your names out now. So bronze commendations go to Kira, Isabella, that's Isabel Wagner, Alex, Darcy, Sarah, Marley, Cordelia, Katie, Will Kirk, Sam, Simon, Gracie, Romaine, Charlie, Lex, David, Harry, and Gabriel. Quick, hold them. No, stay there. I'll give them out at the end, or we'll be here. Wait there. I've got to retrieve paper. So the silver awards went to Penny, oldest Daisy, Hyun, Theo, Megan, Terry, Bella Watson, Will Butterfield, Bethany, Josh, and Olivia Hall. And then well done. And the gold certificates went to Anya, Edward, Peter, Sam, Ben, Dylan, Robert, Isabel White, Ryan, Mabel. Well done. So you can collect them at the end, and then the final awards, before we move on to something else, are for obviously the Inter-House Sports Day was won by Blues. So I don't know if the captain would like to come up and collect that, whoever that might be, a nominated person that was here. With his Sports Day injury. We have the Beaumont Shield for the Sportsman of the Year and the Pike Cup for the Sportswoman of the Year, and they go to Ryan and Olivia. And we also have a new award this year that Mr. Coates wanted to give out, and that was for the most improved person, and that goes to Bethany Thompson. Just check my running order. So I think we're now moving on to goodbyes. So we have a few people leaving us today. Obviously, we have pupils leaving us today, and for those pupils that are leaving us, we would wish you all the best for the future. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us, however long or short that might have been. We do hope that you feel ready for whatever lies ahead. We're confident that all of you will go on to succeed in wherever and whoever and whatever you do in the future. And we just want you to remember that we are here if you ever need any help or support. So best of luck to everybody that's leaving today. You can give them a round of applause. But we are also saying goodbye to some staff today. So first of all, unfortunately Miss Mansfield couldn't be with us today, but Mr. Todd can and is somewhere over there. So they arrived for a few weeks cover, and in very Fyling Hall fashion are here a lot of years later. I can't even remember, 5 years later. So they They arrived to do, I think originally it was about 6 weeks we'd planned, and 5 years later they're still here. So that's very, very Fyling Hall. They leave a legacy with them. They introduce things like photography and textiles, which I know many of you are currently studying. Before they arrive, they're not things we'd ever done, and so they leave that legacy. They've also, in their time here, introduced an Instagram account. They've worked an online gallery during lockdown, and they've generally really reinvigorated the art department and moved it forward. And I know that the next teacher is excited to build on all the great work that they've done, and so we will miss them and very much wish them both the very best for the future in everything they do. And we do have somewhere located at the back of the area, Miss Gilmore has some gifts for you. So I don't know, Mr. Todd, if you want to come forward, maybe. Do you have any words of wisdom you'd like to share, Mr. Todd? Or just words? Yes, but just words then.
Hello. Yes, I only came here for a few weeks at the beginning, and I've been here on and off for 5 years. And I have to say, before here I worked in inner city schools in Sheffield, and it was a bit of a dream coming here. It's an amazing place, and you all should be very proud to be here. But thank you very much. I've loved my time. Thank you.
And we also say goodbye to Miss Mitchell today, who is retiring and has slowly been removing things from the maths department over the last few days. We've had to check her car every day to make sure what she's taking is legitimate. I was happy till you took your chair and those sorts of items. Those that know Miss Mitchell know she's very passionate about maths. She's invests a massive amount of time in her time here with us, extra lessons. She's even managed to brand after-school math lessons as Maths Club and make it a positive where lots of people are going. So it's certainly a legacy that she leaves behind. But her passion for maths is, well, unparalleled. She's had such a positive impact on, well, everyone here, particularly those that have studied for exams. Mr. Walsh has some big shoes to fill and a room to refurbish. She's done amazing work with the sixth form in the last few years, guided them, mentored them and offered them a lot of support, particularly during these difficult times. She takes great pride in making sure you all get where you want to be. She takes great pleasure in badgering the staff to make sure you get where you want to be for UCAS references. She's a great fan of skiing. She's been on several ski trips. In fact, she very often organises them just so she can go skiing. She's a very big fan of après ski as well. Sometimes before you've been skiing, which is not the spirit of it. She's been a great support to all the staff here. She's been a great support to me. She's very quick to come and tell me when she thinks something's not right or when there's a problem. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. And she'll be greatly missed by everybody. And, well, we've got you some presents, and the aim is to fill your car up so you can't take anything else with you. So I don't know if you'd like to come forward, and Miss Gilmore will bring everything with her. So very big.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm absolutely sure you're not going to miss me coming and knocking on your door and complaining about something. I can be sure of that. Like Mr. Todd said, before I came here, I'd been in 5 other schools and also at Scarborough Sixth Form College. And I came here And I have to say, it's the most unusual place I've ever taught. So it, again, in a very good way. But I did wonder when I'd arrived and I heard the staff start talking about the cage and the dungeon. And where is the tennis court? Because I've never found it. So, well, it's not a tennis court. There's no net. So it did seem a bit of an odd place, but I absolutely no regrets. I've loved it here. I've had a great time, and that's been, you know, beautiful setting, but the students and, of course, the staff. So I'd just like to say a few thank yous before I go. To the students, you are wonderful, and I've loved teaching you. You're full of ideas, full of imagination, and you've got some wonderful staff to look after you, so make the most of them. Get everything you can from them. Lots of talent and great dedication, so make the most of the staff. And to the staff, I'd like to thank you. I'll have many happy memories. We've had some good times together. And I thank you for your support to me personally, but also for your enthusiasm and support of maths. So things like the numeracy policy that we introduced, there was nothing but positive comments. I can see you sniggering, Mr. Parker. So nothing but positive comments and support, and that's really made a huge impact across the school for that positive impact with maths. So thank you for that, and I'm delighted I'll be handing over to Mr. Walsh, who I'm sure it will continue under his very capable leadership. Will continue to grow and flourish. So thank you to the staff, and I need to mention the sixth form as well. You have been fantastic. I've loved working with you. To the Year 13s, I wish you all the very best for wherever you're going, whatever you're going to do. For the Year 12s, I think you have huge potential, and I'll be expecting great things next year. So well done to all the sixth form. And thank you to Mr. Thomas and Miss Banks for their work with the sixth form. And of course all the support in the maths department from Mr. Walsh and the unsung hero Mr. Parker for all your work in the maths department. Yes, there's just people have asked me what I'm going to do when I finish, and I just say, I'm going to retire. I don't know what I'm going to do. But the best piece of advice I've been given was today from Archie, along with my beautiful earrings, which he made. And Archie left me a lovely message saying, enjoy being a tax burden. So to you, Archie, I'm going to do my very best and try and enjoy it as much as I can. So thank you for all the support, and I wish you all the very best. It's a fantastic school, and just keep doing what you do so well. Thank you.
Right, nearly there. So last few awards now. So on to the main awards. So we have the Endeavour House captains for next year are Megan Fusco and Izzy Greenwood. And for resolution, it's Edward Childerhouse and Matilda Fusco. And those that have to follow in the footsteps of our 3 head pupils this year, it's always a difficult decision, but head boy is Josh and head girl is Olivia. And we're on to the final 2 awards, which go the Wasson Cup, which is for overall contribution to school life, and that goes to Rory. It's that trying boarding that swung it, Rory. Nearly got there. And finally, for the most academic awards, this is the pupils that managed to achieve the most academic awards, and it was a dead heat, and that is Thomas and Toby. And that is it really, other than to say goodbye. I hope you all have a great summer. If you're coming back, we look forward to seeing you in September in slightly normal times. If you're leaving, we hope you have a great time and wish you all the best for the future. And hopefully we'll see you again one day. Don't feel like you can't pop back and say hello. Enjoy the summer, but thank you for everything you've done this year, for all your hard work, following COVID rules and all that sort of stuff. It's been a very successful year in difficult circumstances, and I look forward to the future. Thank you. Enjoy.